so finally made my way into the house. This is my little seed sowing operation I've got going on right now. I'll show you the steps that I'm taking here in just a second. Okay, so to start out with in sowing seeds, well, before I even went and purchased seeds, I went to the Farmer's Almanac, just their website, and found what our first frost date was going to be, which is April 22nd. From there, there's a list, can't hold it, there's a list of all your vegetables, the start indoors date, start outside date, and your, start seeds indoors, transplant, and then start seeds outdoors if it's something like pumpkins, corn, things like that that need to just go directly in the ground. So from there, I went through and I highlighted everything that I wanted to grow. The ones that I didn't see on this list, I added. And then I went to Lowe's, Tractor Supply, Walmart, and found what I wanted and the variety I wanted. Now, after getting into this whole farm thing and following other farm accounts on social media, I have found several people who actually make their own seeds. I'm going to try that next year, but for right now, I'm just purchasing them. After I did that, I actually drew a map of our garden and put everything where I wanted it to be. Now, I'm going to vary from this a little bit because like here, I had 12 cabbage plants. After putting that down, I realized I don't need that many. So I still kind of went off of this and created exactly how many I needed per this map. So like, for example, bell peppers. We eat a ton of bell peppers. So I had 36 different bell pepper plants. Well, those are 3 different varieties. So out of those seedlings that I'm starting, I'm going to expect, this is shooting low, I'm going to expect half of them to actually survive. So I've done double that in my seed starting area. So from there, if I end up having extra, I'll give them away, sell them, whatever. But for right now, my goal is to actually get them grown. Now, like I said before, I am not great at starting seeds. They always get really tall, leggy, they grow. I transplant them, they usually die after I transplant them or die whenever I take them outside. So the 3 main things that I found that was a problem was 1, inadequate light. Setting them in a windowsill is not enough. They need 6 to 8 hours minimum of direct sunlight. So filtered light coming through a window is not direct sunlight. So we invested in a grow light. I'll list the link. It's actually on Amazon. It's $50. I'll put the link in the description below so you guys can check it out. So we invested in that. Next was getting good soil. So we just got some Miracle Grow potting soil specifically for vegetables. But the problem with that is it's not sterilized. So a lot of the dirt-borne, soil-borne illnesses that can attack plants are going to be in here regardless. Doesn't matter if you buy organic, doesn't matter what kind you get. It can be in there and it's not going to affect older plants, especially plants that's been outdoors, because they're immune to those. So seedlings need sterilized dirt. The easiest way to do it, get an old pan, I put about 2.5 to 3 inches of dirt in the bottom, sprinkled a little water over it, just enough to make it moist, put it in the oven at 200 degrees for about 45 minutes. If you want to check, or if you have like a meat thermometer, candy thermometer, you basically need it to cook for 30 minutes after it has reached 180 degrees. So once your soil reaches 180 degrees, 30 minutes from there. What I found, that's about 45 minutes of it actually being in the oven after your oven's preheated. So got my dirt. I am using egg cartons this year instead of spending the money on seed starters. We have our own eggs, so people so graciously donate egg cartons. So as you can see here, I've got a few of them started, but basically all I'm doing, filling them in. I'll then take a Sharpie, so just a regular Sharpie, make a nice little hole. I'll put my seed in the hole and just cover it up. and then sprinkle some water on it just to get enough to make it moist, wrap it up in saran wrap, put it into my greenhouse. So that's my process this year, and we'll see how it's going. I don't know yet. Like I said, I just started this yesterday, so we'll see what happens, but I have high hopes. Yeah, so hopefully here in a couple weeks our seedlings will start to germinate and grow, and we'll actually be able to grow straight from our house instead of having to buy stuff at Lowe's. I actually have a little horror story. I'm sure that some of you could relate to this. I went and bought, I think it was 10 zucchini plants. We eat a ton of zucchini. They were maybe about yay tall. They weren't really big. Bought those, and then I bought 2 cucumber plants. All I do with those is make a couple jars of pickles. Nothing big, nothing fancy. I don't like cucumbers. So I plant them. They start looking a little bit different than a normal zucchini. So I was like, it's a different variety, whatever. The leaves do look pretty much the exact same. But whatever, I was just like, it's a little different. Well, then of course the fruit grows and it's a cucumber and not a zucchini. And I had 10 cucumber plants, and I don't eat cucumbers. So yeah, someone had went through and switched all the tags at Lowe's, thinking it was a fun game. So this ensures that I'm actually getting exactly what I want. So fingers crossed, Lord blesses our garden and our little seedlings, and we can actually grow from home this year.